Hey guys, welcome. I'm going to talk with you today about the four automations that I believe every service-based business should have in order to increase show rates. This is if you're appointment driven. So if you're an electrician, you're a plumber, HVAC, if you're in the automotive hail repair industry, if you book appointments and your business is dependent on the number of appointments that show up, whether you have a brick and mortar or whether or not you're a mobile service, then this is the training for you. What we're going to do is we're going to go through the automations that we utilize for our clients in order to ensure that we have a very high show rate for booked appointments. And what that consists of is taking a look at the entire customer journey from the initial contact all the way through the show rate and making determinations within the organization about how we can improve the show rate. One of the things that we do in order to accomplish this is to add value from the initial appointment booking and to stay in contact with the actual potential customer all the way through that process from the initial booking until they show up for the actual appointment. I'm going to utilize one of our customers as an example today. They're in the automotive hail repair industry, and these four automations are the ones that we've set up for them in order to ensure that they get more appointments to show. We took a look at their customer journey and realized that there was a tremendous amount of contacts that were following off between the appointment booking period all the way through the damage assessment and or the repair appointment. And what we did is we took a look at that process and we made some adjustments so that we could add value, ensure that we got more people to show, and maintain communication and contact all the way through the customer journey. This is the first in many lives that we're going to be doing at 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time on a daily basis. What we want to do is we want to show you how to leverage AI and automation in order to grow your organization by mapping out the entire customer journey. Again, from the initial contact all the way through a satisfied 5-star review and or through your customer retention and ascension programs built around customer loyalty and or partner programs so that you can maintain communication and relationship with what we call your most valuable asset, which is your dream customers. So we're going to take you through that process. And today what I'm going to do, as I said, is I'm going to show you the four automations that we utilize in order to increase show rates and to add value before contacts actually show up for their appointment, which can be incredibly impactful. Again, with this contact that we were working with, or with this customer we were working with, they had equated this to millions of dollars lost over the last several years, just because they didn't know how many contacts fell off, how many called into the organization, booked an appointment, but never showed up for the actual appointment. Which can be incredibly impactful for the organization. Again, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, what vertical you serve. What matters is that you have more people showing up to the appointments than you do today. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. And again, we're going to be doing this on a regular basis. So let me jump in here. I'm going to jump in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the automations that we built out inside of the Razor Sharp CRM. Of course, we are a high-level partner, so we leverage the high-level technology. What we've done is we've laid we've laid our customer lifecycle automation framework on top of high-level. This is everything. This is a 5-step framework. It's customer lead generation, lead nurturing, sales and acquisition, product and promise fulfillment, and customer retention and ascension. And so what I'm going to do is I'll jump in and I'll show you how through automations, we utilize this framework in order to organize all of our communications with contacts. Doesn't matter whether or not we are, going out over iMessage, text message, direct messaging through social media, email, direct mail, whatever it is. What we do is we utilize this 5-step process from lead gen all the way through retention, built around the 3 R's: reviews, referrals, repeat business, and then also partner and customer loyalty programs would be built out into there. We have some additional folders that we utilize as well when we talk about organizing our system automations, and then attribution, whether it's lead attribution and or sales attribution. This is incredibly impactful because we want to know where the leads are coming from. And we also want to know where the sales and revenue is being originated from. And then, of course, we have just general system automations that are built in to this, and some other folders here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk with you about the appointment booking process through the appointment show process and the 4 automations that we utilize in order to ensure that we get more shows. So, of course, whenever somebody books an appointment, what we do is we have a reminder sequence that is set up. So let's see, I'll pull up our appointments here. So this is one of our appointment calendars. It's for parts replacement. So we have our repair calendar, and then we have parts replacement for this customer. And this is in the automotive hail repair industry. So we have a trigger that's set up, the appointment books, whether that's booked by an agent and or it's booked by the customer. Of course, we tag the contact record so that we know that the appointment's been booked and where it originated from. We create an opportunity within the system so that we can track that opportunity. We call this life cycle tracking. So we have different opportunities, and then within those opportunities, we have stages that track the repair all the way, or track the vehicle all the way through the repair process. Then we have our notifications that go out. We have our appointment booking notifications that go out here. This is both internal and external to the organization. So we have our internal notifications that go out via SMS, notification through the application, and then we have a notification that goes out via email so that we ensure that whoever this contact is assigned to, or whoever is in charge of or assigned to follow up with the contact after the appointment is booked, those notifications go out automatically. And then we got our confirmation iMessage that goes out, and then we got a confirmation email. What happens after that is we wait 24 hours and then we go through the process, or 24 hours before the appointment, to ensure that the appointment's going out. We have 1 hour before the appointment and the appointment start time as notification. So this is a standard workflow follow-up. You can get this in a lot of different applications in order to follow up and remind people of the actual appointment. But this wasn't the end. What we were finding is when we just did a standard follow-up on the appointment and reminded people of the appointment, we still had a high fallout rate in regards to appointments scheduled versus appointments shown for this contact. So what we did is we went to work on that. And we said, if we can get more people to show up for their actual appointments, what'll happen is we'll have the ability, in order to drive revenue for the organization. At the end of the day, what we're doing is we're leveraging AI and automation in order to drive revenue, buy back time for our clients, and ensure that they can build a lifestyle business that runs without them being part of the business, right? So if you have a business that doesn't run unless you're there working, 8 to 12, maybe even 15 hours a day, you don't have a business. You've built yourself a really nice job that could pay you quite well, but it's definitely a job that steals your time. And what we believe is that you want to build a business that buys back time, that creates freedom, and inevitably gives you the ability to create what we call a lifestyle business. So what I'm going to do is I'll jump in here and I'm going to talk about the first automation that we set up for this client. So what we did is through AI voice, we set up an automation where it gives the contact the ability to set up a self-scheduled booking calendar. So what this does is we have live answer for the majority of our clients. Unless they're a really small organization, we believe in live answer and actually providing a personal touch, a humanized touch. And then what we do is we back up those live answers with a AI agent. These agents can handle inbound phone calls. They can handle text messages, direct messaging. They can handle email, any type of communication that comes into the organization. And again, the way that we organize this is with our customer lifecycle automation framework. And then what we do is we position employees on the front side of that. And we leverage that AI and automation in order to back them up so that the organization doesn't miss out on opportunities. With today's marketplace and the fact that customers have so many different options when they jump online, when they're doing search, whether it's in applications like Google search, or if they're searching inside of AI nowadays, which the level of searches are going up as well. What we want to do is we want to ensure that we meet them where they're at. So regardless of what channel that they begin to engage with the client on, we want to meet them where they're at. And we want to provide them instant or near instant, within 60 seconds is the rule that we utilize, response to their request. So if they have questions about service, we want to lead with a live answer. If a live answer is not available, we want to make sure that we answer their questions about the service within 60 seconds of them submitting the request. What this does is it gives them a high level of confidence that you're going to be able to provide them excellent service if you're able to resolve the requests in a very timely manner. So that's for service requests, FAQs, booking appointments, things of that nature. So any engagement that is initiated by the contact on any channel, from a strategy standpoint, what we want to do is we want to lead with a live answer, or we want to follow up with AI and automation within 60 seconds of the request being submitted. What this does is it gives us the ability to engage before they continue their search online and we lose out on the opportunity. So that was the first step in the automation that we recommend for every service-based company, is to have an AI agent that backs up your team, making sure that if you're on a roof, you're, fixing the HVAC system, or if, you're under a sink or anything like that, that you're involved. And for most small organizations, they don't have, 24/7 support in regards to just answering their phones. A lot of times we wear multiple hats. We want to ensure that we can leverage AI and automation in order to back you up, so that if you're handling, service related issues, you're actually doing your job, that you have something that engages with contacts in real time or next to real time, so you don't miss out on those opportunities. Because most people, what they're going to do is they're going to jump online, do a search, they're going to get a list of service providers, and unless you have a pre-existing relationship with them, what they're going to do is they're going to start at the top with the service provider that has the most reviews, and they're going to take a look at those service providers and they're just going to start calling them. They're either going to get a live answer, or they're going to get a answer to their questions within 60 seconds, or they're going to move on to the next service provider. So if you want to ensure that you don't miss out on opportunities on a regular basis, we highly encourage that you set up a voice AI agent with self-booking in order to back up you and your team and ensure that you book more opportunities. The way we build this out is we have an AI agent on the front end. If a booking request is requested, that AI agent is actually tied to a knowledge base. So that answers all the questions about the company's services, products, all that kind of stuff. And it pulls from an internal knowledge base. So we can build that out and customize that for our clients. We build out that knowledge base. It answers all the questions about their products, services, questions, what it takes to get started, all that kind of stuff. Now, when an individual is engaged with AI through the AI agent, what it does is it gives them the option to reach out to individuals on the team. They can specify that. They can request to book an appointment. In this case, we're doing this for the automotive hail repair industry. So they're actually booking a damage assessment. That damage assessment is going to get them a quote for their repair. So that is the initial engagement. There is the damage assessment, so that they can get a quote to determine whether or not they are going to get the repair done for their automotive hail. So what we do is we add a note to the record, say AI voice self-scheduling. So that adds a note to the actual contact record itself. We apply a nurture tag. We send out notification to the individual. We say, hey, here's the link to book your appointment. If we're not leveraging the AI agent in order to book the appointment, we want to send the link so that they can select the location. In this case, we can do that. We'll send out the link. We utilize a trigger link in order to accomplish this, so we can track whether or not this link is clicked within the system. And that trigger link gives us logic in regards to follow-up. So the trigger link, we wait on that. This is the link, the booking link that we sent out. We're going to wait 1 day. And then what we can do from there is based off of what the customer does, or the contact does, potential customer does. If the trigger link is booked, We can add a note to the contact record. We can stop the nurture tag and remove them from the workflow. If for some reason it is not booked, what we can do is we can send them a follow-up message. And then we can go through that sequence again. We can wait. If the trigger link is not booked or clicked, what we can do is we can send them a follow-up message, and then we can wait. And so we vary the wait times associated with that. First 2 days we send out, then we wait 2, and then we wait 3 days. So over a 2-week period, they get 4 notifications. We're tracking click-throughs in regards to the booking links, and then we set up notification for the team so that they can follow up with the contact if they go through all the way through the automation sequence without booking the appointment. Now, the really cool part about this is those booking links go to our website, and on the website, we have all the resources that they need in order to answer additional questions. We have a chat widget in the lower right-hand corner that's tied to the same knowledge base that our voice agents are tied to, so that they have access to all the information that they need in order to book their appointment. They had access to all their reviews. They have access to all their FAQs and information on what the repair process looks like, how long it'll take, how much it's going to cost, or everything that they need to know what the process looks like. So again, this doesn't matter whether or not you're an automotive hail repair, or if you're in if you're a plumber, you're HVAC provider, you're an electrician, you're a roofer. It doesn't matter which service-based industry that you're in. This is one of the automations that we utilize in order to ensure that you get more bookings or more opportunities for your organization, is having this AI agent set up with automations that send out booking links and then follow up with them automatically, whether or not the contact clicked on the link or not. So it can be incredibly powerful for your organization to get additional opportunities at the plate. So in this case, we have some additional opportunities right off the bat. And you could probably think about how this would apply to your organization. So we have this appointment book, repair, estimate, nurture. So what this nurture sequence does is, in this case, the estimate is part of the process, part of the customer life cycle. So this would be step 2, which would be a lead nurture campaign. As you can see there, I have 2.0 appointment repair estimate nurture. And what we do is we add a tag to the contact record. We have their actual booking appointment start time here, their appointment start time here. What we want to do is we want to wait 5 minutes after they actually book their appointment, and then we're going to send them out a nice request with a yes/no question. Do you already have an estimate, or are you going to be getting an estimate at your initial damage assessment? If you already have an estimate, what that's going to do is it's going to create some logic within the system. If they select yes on this request, what'll happen is that they select yes. It'll say excellent. It'll notify the team. It'll also update the contact record, an opportunity for tracking purposes. This has all the details in here. It asks a nice, simple yes/no question, and it gives them details in regards to that. Sets the expectation for the appointment. It says, hey, knowing ahead of time helps us prepare your file. It helps us print paperwork and keeps your check-in fast and smooth. So again, what we're doing is we're creating value before they even show up for the appointment. And this is between the initial booking all the way till they show up. What you want to do is throughout that entire customer journey, in that first stage, from the lead collect all the way through the nurture and the sale process, we want to ensure that we get very few or as little or limited fallout as we possibly can. So we're going to engage with them. We're going to say, hey, do you currently have an estimate? If they do, what we'll do is we'll say, well, excellent. Make sure that you bring your estimate along with all of your repair or all of your insurance information to your damage assessment so that we can prepare your file and get our team ready. So what this will do is not only from an internal standpoint, it'll ensure that they're prepared in order to receive that vehicle, and they know exactly what to expect internally. And then the customer knows what to expect externally. So we're setting the expectation. So this does the same thing. We have the same type of logic built into this. We have, do they have an estimate? Yes, no. If it times out, they don't answer yes, no, what we do is we go through and we remind them 3 times in regards to this in order to answer that question. That goes out via email and iMessage, text message. It ensures that the contact knows that we're trying to prepare their file, trying to ensure that from a process standpoint, we want to ensure that their repair estimate is going to go off as quickly as possible. Now, if you're in some other industry, again, doesn't matter what other industry, let's say you're a plumber and you have things that need to be set up prior to you arriving to your appointment, what you can do is you can remind them of the appointment, which would be the appointment reminder. And then you can also set expectation and provide value on the front end. So what this will do is it'll give you the ability to nurture that relationship before you even show up and have contact with them. So in addition to that, we have this repair rental nurture sequence, which is very similar. Hour after they book their appointment, the nurture sequence reaches out to them, says, hey, you booked your appointment. What we want to do is find out if you need a rental vehicle or you need support with transportation. Would you be needing, are you going to be leaving your vehicle? Yes or no? Are you leaving your vehicle? If they select yes, great. If you're leaving your vehicle, please let us know if you need any type of transportation, if you have rental, if you need us to provide a rental and or a complimentary rental, and or if you need us to book an Uber to ensure that you have a smooth process. Again, this is a part of our conditional logic on the front end, right before, this is before any revenue is actually been exchanged in regards to service. So these are all the things that you can be providing on the front end in order to add value to your repair service or to your service. Doesn't matter what industry or vertical that you're working in, and think about what it is that you can do on the front end to set expectation, set the customer up to win, and ensure that it's a very smooth process, both for your team and also for the customer. And think about it from the initial contact and booking of the appointment all the way through the process of showing up to that appointment. What this will do is, because you have additional touch points in regards to your process, you're going to have more customers show up for their appointments. You'll have more opportunities to close business, and this will equate to more opportunities further down in the customer journey, more reviews, more referrals, and more repeat business, because they'll think about the incredible service that you provided from the initial contact all the way through the actual delivery of your product and promise, which is incredibly impactful. So this is rental repair needed, and that can be incredibly powerful. So what we've done is we've added a voice agent in order to increase the number of opportunities that they get. We have live answer on the front end. We utilize AI and automation on the back end to ensure that we don't miss out on any opportunities. We have appointment reminders in order to ensure that they know and are aware of their appointment leading all the way up to their appointment. Confirmation, day before, 1 hour before, and the time of their appointment. Not too many, but just enough to ensure that you get a good show rate there. And then we have 2 automations that are set up in order to add value to the appointment. 1, do you currently have repair estimate? Yes, no. And then we provide value in regards to that. 2, are you going to be leaving your vehicle or not? Yes, no. And then we provide value to that as well. So it can be incredibly powerful. And again, this is everything prior to them actually showing up to their appointment to ensure that we get an increase in show rate. Again, if we get a 30 to 40% uptake in show rate, that can equate to a tremendous amount of business downstream, because what it'll do is it'll give us more reviews, referrals, repeat business, and inevitably drive or utilize those missed appointments in order to drive revenue for the organization. So this can be incredibly impactful. So I'm going to be reporting on this in regards to how this equates. Now, the last automation that I think every service-based business should have that generally do not have is our no-show recaptures. These are all the people that you book appointments with. So many of our customers, they spend so much resource on getting a new customer, whether it's time, money, attention, sales, all that kind of stuff. Those are a tremendous amount of resources on the organization in order to book an appointment. But what they don't do is they don't have a no-show recapture automation set up. And what this does is this, based off of the appointment disposition, what we do is we set up an automation. And if we have a no-show, what we do is drop them into our no-show recapture automation that goes out, says, hey, we missed you on your appointment. Would you like to rebook? Again, we utilize that conditional logic in regards to trigger links and to determine whether or not they want to rebook. So this goes through a reminder sequence. They have the ability to say, yes, I would like to rebook, which we take them back in through the appointment scheduling process. They have the ability to say, no, I wouldn't like to rebook, which we say, hey, we totally understand. Please consider us in the future. And then we have a timeout that they didn't book. People get busy. People are incredibly busy these days. Think about how busy you get and how many appointments that you could potentially miss if things come up like family, like, just missing appointments, misscheduling, and you get busy and things of that nature. What we want to do is we want to ensure a safety net, leveraging AI and automation in order to ensure that we don't miss out on opportunities. So this way, you don't have to be there every single day following up with every single contact to ensure that your business continues to grow, whether you're there and or not there. This is the difference between having a job that you have to work 8 to 15 hours a day in, or having a business that grows without you present, which is the goal, creating a lifestyle business so that you can focus on family, friends, fitness, finance, and inevitably creating business freedom. So this is the automation here, same type of logic. And again, this is all pre-appointment from the booking time all the way through the show up time. We go through that process as well. We have yes, no answers, and then the timeouts associated with that. We go through the sequence in regards to creating that logic. And what that does is that gives us the ability to ensure that we're getting as high as we can in regards to show rates from the initial bookings all the way through showing up for, and in this case, the damage assessment, and making sure that we set the expectation, have a high level of touch for each one of the customers that are coming through for this client. We do this both for our clients and also internally for our organization. We are appointment driven as well. So it's incredibly important that all the time, energy, and resource that goes into actually booking the appointment, we get people to show up as well. So increase your show rates, you're going to drive revenue for the organization. And inevitably, you'll create a system that tracks contacts all the way through the customer journey from the initial contact through satisfied 5-star review into your partner and or loyalty programs, which will give you the ability to create a system, a business system that buys back time and creates freedom for you and for your organization. So that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys would like to learn how we do this, how we set up what we call the time back system so that you can leverage AI and automation within your organization, doesn't matter which vertical you're in, which industries that you serve, whether you're B2B or B2C, you can go to webclass.razorsharpnetworks.com and check out our free web class. That's incredibly powerful. What we do is we show you how to set up a company operating system to where you can leverage ChatGPT absolutely free of charge in order to grow your organization. AI is an incredibly powerful tool if you understand how to leverage it right. And what we do inside of that free web class is we show you how to leverage ChatGPT, Grok, or it doesn't matter which model that you're utilizing. And we show you how to create what's called a company operating system. This operating system can be your partner, your AI partner, to help out with initiatives within your organization. Doesn't matter whether it's sales, marketing, advertising, whether it's business strategy, consulting, doesn't matter what it is. You can build an AI operating system and a business partner for you in order to leverage AI, in order to drive growth and create a lifestyle business for your organization. So if you show up to that, you're going to get our AI cheat sheet in order to build out your operating system. We're also going to provide you with some free AI playbooks for productivity, for marketing, and then also for cold email outreach. We have our AI playbooks, which is basically the prompting and also the SOP, standard operating procedures, for each one of those activities. So If you're looking to drive productivity, if you want to learn how to leverage cold email in order to drive business, or if you would like to get more reviews and referrals for your organization, check out that web class at webclass.razorsharpnetworks.com, and we'll give you all the goods absolutely free of charge. You can check that out. So we're going to be here every day at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday, except for Thursdays. We actually host that web class. So we are Monday through Wednesday, and then also Friday, you'll be able to plug into our YouTube channel, get free training on how to leverage AI and automation in order to drive growth within your organization. I'm going to be absolutely transparent. My goal is to provide you with so much value that inevitably in the future, we might be able to do some business together, and I can help you grow your organization and create what we call a lifestyle business, a business that gives you the ability to focus on important domains of your life, like faith, family, your health and wellness, your finances, and building business freedom within your organization. So that's all I got for you today. As always, be well, and time is short. So make today and every day a fantastic day. We'll talk with you real soon. Be well.